You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Around the United Nations. With me in studio, as always, Commissioner Scott Anderson. Commissioner, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks. How's everybody doing?
Oh man, you know what? This quarantine's keeping us in, but we're I think keeping in good spirits, and because of it, we managed to capture a special guest. Commissioner of the Living Nightmare Leagues, Brandon Madden. Commissioner, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. First time on the UNL show.
Nice. Welcome. Now, since this is your first time on the show with us, Commissioner, you are also a manager here in the UNL?
I am.
Nice.
I manage Ezekiel Crane and Solomon Jang.
Now, so you're the cause of all this trouble. Now,
big fan of the UNL.
Oh man, and causing a lot of trouble here, but good trouble. Good trouble is always fun. Now we start this show. I mean, obviously everybody dealing with real life, and like I said, hopefully everybody's being safe out there. Keep yourselves indoors. Let this pass over, and let's get back to living and having fun. But we also got another. This was already going to be a pretty sad show to begin with, because Commissioner, last year, the retirement of MRP.
Yes.
This year, Rick Rancher.
It's what it looks like. Yeah. So two cornerstones of the first couple years for the UNL.
I mean, no disrespect to Naul. I know he went and captured every. Wait a minute, am I confusing him again?
Is it Valen? You are. It is Valen.
Valen. No disrespect to Valen, who captured all the regionals and also has been a superstar here. Naul himself in his own right way. But if you have to mention the top two fighters, or the top two wrestlers here in the UNL, I mean, Rancher and MRP, I mean, definitely up there the first couple of years. So to see them go is
absolutely
tough.
Absolutely, you could make that argument. Yeah.
Now, even though it's tough to lose a superstar, in a way, it's healthy. I mean, I hate to put a nail in Rick's coffin and put 6 feet of put him 6 feet under, but it's necessary in a way here in the game we play.
Well, I mean, and Brandon can probably attest to this, but it's good, I think, to keep yourself energized, and sometimes that happens by changing your characters. If at some point, Naul and Valen will have their UNL run. You know what I mean? Like and I'll have to start with somebody new. Just like, Hulk Hogan doesn't need to be main eventing pay-per-views in 2005. Like Valen doesn't need to be this, a major player in the UNL in 2022. It runs its course, and you want to keep things fresh. I just feel like if I play the same character for 7 or 8 years, that character cannot possibly not be stale.
I mean, let's say it like it is. I mean, we're a couple handfuls of players here. So, and with the limit roster, I mean, it's one of those things that you just have to consider, especially if you're playing cycle in, cycle out, like the majority of the players are.
Right. Well, and with Poison, or however you want to refer to them now, Akbar ditched CC DeVille, and the Poison Party Boys, they were cornerstones for the first couple years, and now Akbar is truly embracing his dark side with Assassin, and now that character is refreshed, and he's got these new possibilities.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I know I had my fair share of fat lips thanks to CC, and and it was nice to see that escalate and carry on, and so we had a nice good time with it. But like you said, to get that, hit that refresh button and get something amazing. I mean, because I think the Akbar character as well has had a nice run. He's been consistent on the title page, and to
Oh
see him
yeah.
get that, that that fresh squeeze of oil, just light up now. Fun also. But yeah, no, I mean changing characters, I think I mean I know it can be done in a wrong way. I mean, because especially in these angle-based leagues, you kind of want to build and develop. But I think if you look at the way the way these new characters are starting off nice and slow, shout out to Psycho Bolt and Skullfire. I honestly thought the manager was going to take it a different way, where MRP was actually going to come back and be like one of his wrestlers' managers.
Yeah.
But it turned out that these wrestlers are developing on their own, you know, and who knows down the line what happens with them. So
Right. Right. I mean, definitely, thinking about those two characters, especially Skullfire's trash talk, and for this cycle is not. it is totally different
Hmm.
than those other characters, which is great. So yeah,
right. I mean, it's a different.
Skullfire is quite aggressive here.
And sometimes you don't need that that manager figure or that father figure, because that initially that's what I was expecting. I thought it was somebody that was like out of his, like, as weird as it sounds, like out of his camp or out of his their training facilities, the way it is nowadays. But it ended up being that he's just someone completely out of a different mold than MRP.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and kudos to him too, because the way he's writing now obviously wouldn't fit the characters before. So I'm sure he's enjoying it because it's totally fresh, something new, and it's
Yes.
not kind of a rehash of what he had going on before.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's something that I struggle with. I struggle with my characters sounding too similar. I try and make sure that my characters sound different.
You see, and at the beginning, when I was trying to get them, like trying to get like an attitude adjustment for them, for whatever reason, I thought now, and again, I'm gonna confuse them, but I think it was Naul that was being aggressive with Felicia. Not aggressive, but just kind of like to the point. Like, was it Naul or Valen that was?
It was probably Valen.
It was probably Valen. That
Yeah.
he wouldn't give the interview girl a second, or he wouldn't even like.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's Valen, the one that has a little bit more of like I need
Ob-
to get back to
obtuse.
work. Like I
Right.
just need to get back to work. Like let me get back
Right.
to business.
Yeah.
Stop wasting my time.
Right.
Okay.
Did he at least say bye, Felicia?
Yes, Brandon.
No, I don't think he did. Yeah, but I
Oh,
mean, to that point, I'm jumping around, but that's pretty much what Valen's trash talk is this time. He's on a radio show and he doesn't care for the what the host asks him about, and so he's like, "I'm done." He's like, "I'm out of here."
okay. Okay, so now let's I mean, this is the trash talk edition. So I mean, characters is part of it, and I hate that we would have to mention our own characters, but I think it's our own characters, so we know them the best. I mean, Naul, then you would put him more passive
Now,
than
all I
than
would
than
say is,
than Valen. I mean, to compare the two.
oh
So
yeah,
that,
certainly.
okay.
Uh, Valen is more, and I've kind of placed it into if you think about Dungeons and Dragons, which we've mentioned before, that I would say that Valen is like lawful neutral, whereas Naul is like neutral good,
Okay.
right? So like Naul wants to play by the rules and he wants people to be honorable, but Valen really only cares about the rules. if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
It actually does, yeah.
But like Naul wants to be a good wrestler who, like, you know, does what you're supposed to do and doesn't cheat, and Valen just wants to win.
Nice. As long as I'm not, breaking the rules, as long as I'm not, nice.
He's not as encumbered, yeah.
Okay, now, so we're not, obviously there's a little bit of touch and go with, how you're feeling towards the retirement of Rancher. I mean, some people could be very happy. Some people are going to be a little upset, like myself. I mean, I still, like I said, I never got a chance to, obviously I never put my characters in a position to warrant a series against Rancher. But, again, that just happens from, again, you never saw, some quote unquote, some dream matchups in the WWE because of that, because careers sometimes don't, interact, and that's just the way it goes. So, but again, sad to see him go. Is Verkemp getting a secret tag team partner? Are we getting a? Oh, he can't have another Russian because this is the UNL. Right. So we're. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, so and it's fun. I feel like I'm like in that like draft period time.
Yeah, because like who's it gonna be?
Yeah, who's coming? Like, let's see it. But okay, so we're eagerly awaiting a new character. That's fun. Now, since we have a mod commissioner, this son of oh my goodness!
Oh, no swearing!
Did you see that? I caught myself. No swearing.
Are we since we have? About...
Yeah, this guy, he stood up. He stood up. He lied the whole time. Liar.
Yeah, his legs were getting a little cramped, so they're gonna get up and stretch him a little bit.
Oh man,
it's pretty bad. And he got this special contract.
He does. So we'll have to see how that works out. Does he have to wrestle? Does he not?
What?
If he decides to talk,
you know what?
Cycle,
you know what?
Well,
you're gonna have them just bring you in the chair anyways, or?
Well, I mean, if you read the opening statement from the esteemed UNL commissioner, he does mention that the UNL office will be reviewing Crane's contract to reflect on this new information. So we'll see how that all plays out.
Now, for people listening, and maybe this is the first time, and you're wondering, like, man, I wonder what these guys are on, or what they smoked before the show. And it's like, you know what? Ezekiel Crane came to the UNL. He was in a wheelchair. Somehow he managed to get his contract by the law offices of the UNL. Managed to get a contract as a wheelchair competitor. He was granted the opportunity to have people wrestle on his behalf, and it's in the contract. So that's what they're reviewing. I mean, whether this guy is still going to be allowed to even be in the league. I personally think, we should kick them all out, kick him and all the associates out, the sons of guns. But, man.
The attorneys at Madden and Maccabee, I'm sure, working diligent with the UNL offices to make sure there's an amicable, something that favors both parties.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, obviously the UNL has to realize how, integral Ezekiel Crane and his associates and allies are at this point. So I think we'll probably come to some kind of resolution there.
Ah, dang it. Those Madden and Maccabee lawyers. Don't let them get to you, Commissioner.
We've worked together before,
You wait, Commissioner. You wait and see, because for the last year, the associates have been pushing this guy. Could you imagine just lifting him out of his wheelchair into the car? You know, they risked their lives for this guy in a backseat of the car match. I mean, they're not too happy, Commissioner. Not too happy, let me tell you. Oh man.
Sometimes
That
you reap what you sow.
Yeah, well, hey, they wanted the quick money. They were definitely getting paid, for it, but
Well, there you go.
oh man.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to
Time
keep an eye on 106 and 107.
What? What? Just make sure the checks don't bounce for now. Just make sure
Right, right.
Oh man. The day that we were all Ezekiel Crane.
Yes.
For
My
sure.
goodness.
Speaking of Ezekiel Crane,
He didn't have too much to say this time, but he will have more to come.
Well, you know what?
well,
It's when you sit down for such an extended period of time, when you stand up, your vocal cords are just pulled too tight, so that he's probably struggling to speak right now
possible.
still. Yeah.
Well, I would say that he was probably just doing it purposely to continue screwing with the fans and the other wrestlers. It has nothing to do with the fact that I started writing something and hated it, and I'm just like, you know what? We'll do something small this time. Because it's hard,
What?
like I was telling you guys beforehand, feuding with the Monk and just pretty much a year-long feud that we had. It was tough to,
yeah, it was.
to join sides and then try and explain everything. Like, oh hey, this guy superplexed you onto steel steps, but hey, we're hanging out now. So, but
I can only imagine what that crumpled up paper says, Brandon. I can.
Yeah, it wasn't good. In all honesty,
I'm sure there's yeah. Well, and let that be a testament. You would rather have something small than something that you didn't like.
Right.
But to segue, Mr. Ezekiel Crane here, you'll notice he is on the cover of this cycle's report, and for those of you who are a little nerdy like me and you like to know these kinds of things,
that was in his contract. That's what you're going to see. Okay.
So you'll notice that the only thing that's in focus on the cover is the Ezekiel Crane Can Walk. That the headline is out of focus and the winter and tour number is out of focus.
Nice.
And that was deliberate. That was kind of like he kept us all like we couldn't see things as they were, I guess, was my intention there. So that's the first time that I've blurred those. So, I don't know, just little stuff like that I like to throw out.
No, I think that was very cool. It's tough too because just the decision to have him walk is like, it was like when I brought him to the league. We've talked about this on other shows, but I had the idea and I told it to Flip. Flip loved the idea, and we were gonna go to this other league, and the commissioner wanted no part of Ezekiel Crane, and that's when Flip kind of introduced me to you, and you were totally cool with the idea, and so then I think it worked out pretty good as far as a character standpoint. But
I would say it all worked out.
Yeah, but now changing him, that's a big change where he walks now and stuff, and trying to keep him interesting and stuff like that. So that'll be the fun part, the tough part, but the fun part.
Oh right. Man, know what? Hey Brandon, you don't worry about that, man. You're gonna end up in that wheelchair, so you make sure you put it in storage and you're gonna end right back on.
Like a Professor X,
right.
Like he gets out of the wheelchair. 2 issues later, he's back in the wheelchair.
He's back in.
but I think it brings a whole new set of opportunities for Ezekiel Crane. So I'm excited to see where the character goes.
Well, because you can only do somebody wrestling for you so many times before it's kind of like, okay, this is getting old. So, and I guess now we know who the purple masked luchador in the Unknown Wrestler League is. So,
is that who you were going? Were you sending trash talk as the purple
Ah,
vest?
no. You know what? I hate that league. I mean, it's cool to build your record up, but there's no trash talk whatsoever. So
Yeah. Well, and
it's
that's yeah. I was having a conversation with somebody else a while ago about the Unknown Wrestler League, and I'm like, it is not, just to put it bluntly, it is not a fun league. It's a
no.
league that you just build your record in. If you go in with any expectations of it being something you're going to enjoy, you are setting yourself up for disappointment because it
Right.
is literally just to build your records.
Yeah, I entered it this time for the first time, and I sent two. I sent Ezekiel and Solomon are both in there, and it's
Nice.
I'm just like, this is yeah.
Now, we were talking about them just before we hit the record button, and I want to get a little deeper into our buddies because they're active, they're elite, they're interesting.
Which buddies
They
are we talking about?
hey, Commissioner,
He's building to it.
patience is a virtue. Our buddies, the Double Dutch,
Oh,
have not managed to, and kudos to them. Hey, they're into winning. So
right.
see, I was about to cuss again. Anytime I'm gonna cuss, I'm gonna catch myself. I was about to say but hey, the heck what you say, the heck what you say. They're into winning.
For sure.
And winning, but they've managed to stay clean.
Above the fray, shall we say?
Well, I mean, you can only stay above Le Fray for too long because
True.
shit flies. Dang it, I cussed, Commissioner.
There it is.
Where's the Gabby Wonder? My goodness. Son of, how many minutes? We got 22 minutes in.
Yeah, hey, it's
22
pretty
minutes.
good. That's pretty good for you.
Well, it's
That's
because
pretty good.
Double Dutch, it brings the best out of me, you see, and I had to just, take it up a notch. But hey, look,
Double Dutch
they've
is the
managed
best.
they've managed to stay, like you say, they've managed to stay out of it. But once you get to winning and you become a target, eventually, you're going to attract the attention of, certain individuals. And
True
with
that.
the way things are going, I think they, who knows? Maybe the Skullfire and Cycle Bolt guy, they're
Well, I mean, currently they're starting that best of 5 against the Demons of Anger how do you say it?
Oh, my French
Or Demons of
pronunciation.
Rage, excuse me, because it's Angers and Spite.
Nice.
Which I am looking very much forward to this. A best of 5 tag team series is always a good time for me.
Nice. Yeah. Best of 5 series are always fun. Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested in that one. Now, I haven't heard too much from the Demons of Rage. What are they? What's their credentials like? Were they? They're new. They're new to the league.
They're relatively new. They joined the league for a couple cycles a while back, and they've returned maybe 3 or 4 cycles ago, probably 4 or 5 now. And they've been kind of building this feud with Skullfire and Cyclebolt. So now they've made it official and best of 5. So
ooh, nice. Now I know we're kidding when we say that he's from France, but where is Anger from?
he is from parts unknown.
Oh, so he could be French. Leanger it is. Leanger it is. Oh, nice. And his buddy, is it Zit? No.
Spite.
I think you were calling it Spit last time.
Oh,
Spitay.
Spitay. Also from Parts Unknown?
Also from Parts Unknown. Yeah.
I think you hit your camera there, buddy.
Did I?
Yeah.
Hang on.
That's a good fan you got there.
And like peekaboo. But we so that'll be a fun one to watch and track. So it's now Skullfire and Cyclebolt have officially announced their tag team partners.
Yes.
Okay. they don't got a fancy stable
a
name
team
or
a team name not that I know of yet.
okay. They're just vicious.
They are They are Team BA as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah. Trying to make me cuss, Commissioner.
Speaking Yeah. Speaking of another team that's pretty tough themselves, and thinking about Ezekiel Crane, now we have the Dead Rabbits, but Robert Hughesworth is speaking for them, and so
Now are they going to remain a team even after this this little Ezekiel Crane reveal, or the dead? Do we still have the Dead Rabbits teaming up?
Flip. Brandon, do you want to take this one?
Yeah,
we have
doesn't
an appearance from
UNL,
Useless IW.
Nice. Oh man, what did I miss? Bring me up to speed. What happened? They're all in on it?
Yes, they were all in on it.
Son of a beanstalk. My goodness. Dude, now we're really going to have to beat some people.
We'll have to hand out some homework to Flip to go back and read the last few months.
Yeah. You're going to get some homeschooling.
Oh, dang. Now that I'm on quarantine, I better do something, man. So, jeez, Louise, man.
But think about how dangerous, Ezekiel Crane was probably already.
Well, let me get another add in. I'm gonna need some help. 106, 107.
Yeah. Now the Dead Rabbits are with Ezekiel Crane. I do not envy the rest of the league.
Oh man.
Yep, and he's also got some. He's got some new friends too. The Mongrovian Brawler and Ford Rucker.
Yeah, so try saying that name 3 times fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when he was doing his stint in the armed forces, that was legit. He was in that. May have been dishonorably discharged, but he met those guys through that. So now he's brought them to the UNL when Sabo and Grey Crow decided to move on.
Nice. Very cool. This is getting ugly, bro. We're done here. Now we had the return of the Canadian Crippler and the Flying Dragon as well.
Yes. Yep.
I mean, glad to see him back. I've been saying he's been gone, and this whole time he's been here. But is this his? No, this isn't his first time back here in the.
No,
in the UN.
No, he was trash talking last cycle too.
Did I also see? Is it the Hawaiian Delight or no?
No, I don't think so.
No, damn it.
Oh, yeah, we are still without our pina colada. Yeah.
Let me see here. I thought I had this open. Where is damn this phone. That's what I get for trying to look around for something else.
It's true.
Dun, dun, dun.
So while you're doing that, I'll throw out, even though this is the Trash Talk edition, the 3rd annual Rumble is coming up in less than 2 months. So get you enter, your wrestler enters by paying $75,000 in iCash. Just tell Kim to take the money, and then let me know that you've entered. I would love to break last year's 4 million. It's possible. It'll be not easy to do, but give it a shot. So winner gets 10 free matches as well as all of the imaginary cash. And last year, again, it was $4 million. So,
yeah, 4 million is a lot for one night's work.
Indeed.
Yeah, just don't retire on us when you.
Yeah, like who was that last year? TVB, I think, said he was going to retire if he won.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to take my. And then, really, I mean, that's pretty much what the Quebec Hitman did do. He was not very long after.
You can't blame the guy.
No, hey, if I won $4 million, I'd quit working. So we already talked about Naul, but I do want to mention that in his trash talk here, he reveals his neck injury. So we'll see where that goes.
Ooh.
Action the party, dude.
Hit him hard, hit him high.
Yes.
Hit him hard, hit him high.
And some more words from the Marchands. They continue to be successful. Current holder of the United Nations title.
Marchand,
Yeah, and also he's going to be getting a shot at the Bronze Age, the Bronze Conqueror World title this cycle.
Yes. So, Sadako Saki. Did I say that right?
Close enough.
Close. I was close. Has had 2 successful defenses. Is that right? Is it 1 or 2?
She won the title from Susie Moon,
and then defended
against
Roxanne.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So 1 and then 1 defense. So, all right. Nice.
Yeah, I was asking to see more or less who the favorite was, and shout out to the, oh man, that's gonna be a tough one, I think. But those Blitz sisters, man. Something about
you are
them.
hung up on those Blitz sisters.
He is hung up.
I'm just telling you, man. I hope Marchand and the UNL have a good cycle, man, because, yeah, I mean, even though Black Mass, I think if they get a hold of it, isn't going to lose it for a while, but...
That is going to be a tough challenge. So how many cycles to the bronze tag titles get to the UNL?
Next cycle.
4? Is it next cycle?
No. Oh, no. You're right. No, it's like 3. Yeah. Right?
Yes. Because they got to fight the Blitz sisters.
You'd think I'd know what's going on, but you'd be wrong.
Bronze Age, what's that?
Yeah. What is this Bronze Age you're talking about? So next cycle, it's the RWL. We were just talking about this yesterday.
Yes.
We talked some RWL yesterday, so check out that show. LNL's recording later today, I think. So I encourage everybody to check that show out. Bronze Age. Woot woot. So this cycle will be 11 for the Bronze Age, and we'll have our Conqueror match. In 12, next cycle, the RWL Tag Team Champions will challenge for the Knights of the Bronze Age against Otis. Is it Gruser? My second guess was right. Otis Gruser and Claude Holiday. So they are 2 handsome fellas, let me tell you.
I've already gone on record saying I don't think they're going to get by the Blitz sisters, even though they would do us a favor. But there's no beating them right now. So I'm hoping that Buford and Humongous step up and dethrone them, because they're going on a long way.
That's assuming they hold on to the titles until then. I mean, I wouldn't bet against them, definitely. But and that's the thing with Claude and Otis, have to not look past the Blitz sisters and be worried about, Black Mass on the horizon. They need to focus on the Blitz sisters, who've been pretty hot lately. So
yeah.
But if you allow me to jump in on the Bronze Age real quick, please feel free to submit any requests or any entries into the Clash of the Bronze Age. I know we've got some so far. I think it's going to be an awesome event, and good prize, $50 in credit to your league, and 10 free matches for the winning team.
I dare say that's a pretty fantastic prize, sir.
Oh yeah, I mean it just adds to. I mean, especially since it's an interleague event. I mean, an interleague credit event. Just nice.
Sign me up.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, and that's the thing, since we're all in the bronze, all three of the Bronze Age leagues, we obviously will be entering three people in each. But if the demand is there, I have no problem taking some of my guys out to make sure we can get. I want every manager to at least have one person in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that would be cool.
absolutely.
So.
Yeah, no, that's a good. Yeah, yeah. So, I think that that's good and fair. We want as many managers as possible. So if you're only in the UNL or you're only in the RWL or you're only in the LNL, feel free to submit your character, and Brandon will make sure you get in.
Yes.
Now, just to kind of make sure we cover the rest of the pieces, we also had uh, looks like Humongous is going after Akbar and his assassin.
Yes. Yes, it does. Well, because the assassin is challenging for the Can-Am title. So
nice.
Humongous won the Can-Am title, and now his first defense is against the assassin. So that's a mighty fine, welcome to the UNL. Assassin's been around 4 or 5 cycles, and now he's getting beat up by a giant of a man. So.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Humongous. I mean, I honestly thought, they were just here for, pretty much what they had said to do. Bring home the tag titles in their cameo in the GNL, LWL, and UNL, and then but they decided to stick around. So hey, you know what? The more the merrier, man. Would definitely, I said definitely, I'd like having you around. I mean, the competition's tougher, but definitely nice to have him around. Him and Excavador. It looks like. I mean, I must have, dude. I've been so far out of it. Like you said, I've been the useless IWA flip as of late. But it's did he lose, or did he is he the cause for Jake Sabo leaving, or what happened there?
Well, Jake Sabo received a phone call, and he decided to make his exit based on that. So you'll have to look in another league. What? Maybe Brandon can help me out. Is it the RWL? Is it what?
The EPL.
The EPL. Okay, so if you're interested in the continuing story of Jake Sabo, you need to check out the EPL, also in bronze, by the way.
So so it wasn't the Excavador that sent him running.
No. Well, Jake Sabo was victorious at World Warfare 3. So I think that's actually part of what Excavador is going to be, if I were him, he's going to be upset about it. He says, we've got unfinished business, but now Sabo has left. So nice. I would not want to be on Excavador's bad side.
Well, it looks like De Boston Marchand looks like he made that list. He made that list.
Well, they were going to fight for the television title.
Nice.
The commissioner television title.
Okay, can't wait for that.
Yeah. But so this is as good a time as any to mention, if you want, some kind of match on the Rumble pay-per-view, in addition to competing in the Rumble, certainly, set that up sooner than later. We're down to just a couple cycles before the pay-per-view. We've got a couple matches that were more or less set up in this cycle, and I expect we'll see more.
You know what, Commissioner? Sign up 106 and 107 in a handicap match versus Flexing Vladimir. You failed to give me a handicap match at the last pay-per-view. Flexing Vladimir has managed to stay clean under Art Deco's umbrella, and I think it's about time he gets a little dirty. And 106 and 107 in a handicap match, I think we stand a chance.
Now, in this handicap match, are you going to have to tag in and out, or both guys can be in the ring at the same time?
No. I would say force them to tag in and out. Yeah, make it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't like your chances, but that's okay. So we also have we spoke about Akbar earlier, but we have Akbar. He's kind of calling everybody out here, and he basically just says, nobody wants to face us after they beat Psycho Bolt and Skullfire at World Warfare. And so he's like, I
Well,
guess
if Akbar wants to, be in a tag team, maybe we can go Akbar and versus the Assassins versus 106 and 107.
Maybe. I mean, I think they already beat you at Global's Greatest, but
I'm
maybe
talking
you can
about
find
2-on-1, Commissioner. I'm talking about 2-on-1.
Oh man, I am like throwing
1-on-1?
all kinds of shade your way. I'm sorry.
Man,
You're awesome.
1-on-1?
I do
No.
love you, Flip. I'm just
1-on-1. It's not happening. We're doing tag. We're gonna go 2-on-1 versus Akbar. The assassin can be his, ringside corner helper or whatever. But
if the choices are 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, no contest.
You're gonna eventually give Flip the handicap match, and he'll find out like 5 cycles later, and he catches up on the correct bulletin.
Yeah,
nice.
But Akbar does, it's very thinly veiled. He says, from Boston to Belgium and all around the world will always come up diamonds. So I get the feeling like maybe he's throwing a little challenge out there. So we'll see what develops with that. But we also have Buford Blackwood talking about how, Rick Rancher's gone and how, a real Texan never gives up. And far be it for me to argue, Buford Blackwood's been pretty successful. So it's a shame that he and the Texas Hick will never cross paths. I think that would be a heck of a contest.
I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, like we said before, I mean, there's some dream matchups that just never happen because, careers just don't cross. I mean, it just happens.
Take certain, yeah. And we have one more from the always excellent Archie Jones and Brody Jones. It seems like more tension between Archie and Brody, but possibly we'll see, like Archie maybe going after Black Mass. Ooh. And last cycle, Valen said that he would like to partner with Archie. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know. It's not really confirmed here, but
I mean, at this point in the league, I think everybody's has their eyes set on Buford and Humongous, because I mean they've just dominated that commissioner tag scene. So I think people are coming together and trying to take them down. And but to give them even more attention, like Brody, wants, I think that's one I would want to see.
Absolutely.
Oh man. Now, let's see here.
I think that's the end of what I've got.
Yeah, I think I'm just scrolling down. I just want to make sure we shout out Double Dutch. We are the world. Definitely got my co-host in house dying over here, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
Like, I saw a meme today. It's like 2 months ago, somebody sneezes. Bless you. Today, somebody sneezes. Are you threatening me?
Right.
Oh, nice.
6 feet away.
Get
6 feet.
6 feet of distance.
6 feet of distance.
Well, a lot of fun. I think I definitely think with as we're moving forward, I think the biggest thing to look forward to is that new character coming in, and definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing. I want to see Double Dutch get dirty more than anything. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna keep asking for that 2-on-1, if not a tag match or something again.
Dirty Double Dutch.
Hey, whether by choice or because somebody goes at them, one way or another, they're gonna have to get dirty.
And somebody we didn't hear from this cycle was Aaron McFleece and Tenbatsu, and obviously want to shout them out. They are main event players for sure. So I'm sure we'll see more of what's going on with them. The last trash talk they had in the previous cycle had a very tenuous meeting between the two. So we'll see. I mean, they've had their ups and downs. So I would be interested to see where that story goes.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, especially with last year, Rancher and McFleece just escalating their rivalry to
New heights.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, so and just to see Rancher just call it quits, so that's going to be interesting for McFleece. I mean, because he had his eyes, pretty much focused on Rancher, so now he's going to have to find a new path.
Will he go around bragging that he retired Rancher?
Oh, I mean, he did, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Rancher said he was going to quit if he couldn't beat him, and he couldn't beat him. So,
ouch.
Well, that's how it is. He couldn't beat him.
Right. And I mean, he could take the respectful way and say, hey, you know what? He was a tough challenger. Or he could just say, hey, I kicked his butt.
Did you just say Rancher is going to take the respectful way? The Texas hick?
No. I said McFleece could take the respectful way and say, hey, he was a tough challenge. Or he can just say,
oh, okay.
Yeah. We know Rick Rancher's not going to do that.
No.
Yeah. Well, we'll leave that one there for now, because McFleece, we'll hope to hear from you. Like I said, see where this goes, and there's always Naul. You can always have Naul and McFleece ever?
No, no, they have not. But we'll see.
Or are they too similar to confront?
Well, I think there are similarities. But,
I think
maybe different
McFleece,
approaches, but
Yeah, McFleece was pretty brutal this last one, man. He went at Rancher pretty tough, so.
Yeah. But now Wool's kind of one of his big things is talking about how he likes the big fight. So and I get the impression that that's kind of how McFleece is too.
There you go.
You don't have 3 pay-per-view matches against Rick Rancher if you don't like the big fight. So
right, definitely.
And him versus Naul would definitely be a big fight.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see.
I like it.
So it sounds like we're probably getting close to wrapping up. So
yeah,
I just want to mention how appreciative I am that Brandon came on today. We were hoping to get Sean on. Shout out to him. Sorry that didn't work out, but happy to have Brandon on today. Brandon, any other thoughts about UNL or anything we didn't cover, anything you want to mention?
No, I would just say thanks for letting me come out here and talk some trash with you guys. And I tell you what, just the UNL, amazing trash talk in that league. And the stuff that everybody else writes, it's all so enjoyable that, I read it like as a fan, because they do such a great job with all the different angles, all the different wrestlers, and you can kind of imagine, and that's kind of what the goal is to be able to imagine what that other character is like. So then, when you're trash talking with him down the road, you kind of know about him and, his backstory and everything. I think everybody here does a great job of, explaining their characters, and it's just great stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what makes the bronze I think so special right now, man. Don't worry, I'll get myself pumped up and get some writing here, because there's this one character that you haven't written too much about in this league, Brandon. I think he deserves a nice little piece. So, and I guess you can tell who it is since you write enough about Ezekiel. So.
We're talking about Solomon?
What? Oh,
I think Solomon's had his fair share.
Hey. Well, he's about to get a bigger chunk.
All right.
About to get a bigger, So we'll throw some shade at him this cycle. Why hasn't he been pushing the fucking wheelchair?
I mean, he is pretty big. He could have pushed the chair around, but hey, you know what I mean? That's a 106, 107 job.
I love it. Oh, good thing. We'll end it on that note, Commissioner. Man, you guys have been great. Oh man! All right, you guys have been listening to myself, IWA Flip, and Commissioner Scott Anderson and Brandon Madden here on Around the United Nations. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.